True honor to welcome Dr. Brian Weiss, renowned psychiatrist, researcher, and author of Many Lives, Many Masters, a work that has inspired millions of people worldwide. For over 40 years, he has researched past life regression therapy, helping us understand how our experiences can influence our health, relationships, and spiritual growth. Dr. Brian Weiss, welcome.
Thank you, Laura.
And I wanted to begin with the first question. After thousands of regressions conducted over decades, what have you learned about the true purpose of human life, and what is the most important lesson we come to learn here on Earth?
I think the most important lesson is that we are immortal. We are eternal. We are not physical beings, bodies, but we're spiritual beings. So as the Jesuit Christian monk Pierre Teilhard de Chardin said, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And Earth to me is like a big school. We have lessons to learn. We have to leave violence and hatred and prejudice behind. Those are elementary characteristics. They're not what the soul is here to learn about: loving kindness, compassion, nonviolence. This is what a loving soul learns. And as we learn these lessons, we evolve spiritually. We become more aligned with the true purpose of life here, the journey of the soul, a journey from getting rid of lower impulses like hatred and violence and prejudice and greed and those characteristics towards sharing and interrelationships filled with loving kindness, reaching out to others to help others. That's what, without expecting any reward, to become the loving beings that is our true nature, and to realize that that is our nature. And then we graduate and go to higher realms.
Wow, well, then I guess it's all about love, unconditional love.
Absolutely.
And that's our source.
Yes.
We are love. That brings me to my second question. Many people feel an inexplicable connection with someone from the very first moment. How we can recognize our soulmate, and how do they help us to evolve?
Yes, I think we've lived many lifetimes with other souls, part of our family, our soul family. So your grandmother who may have died may come back as your daughter or your son. The same soul, but different relationships. And this is what soulmates are to me. It's not always romantic. It can be, and it can be very intense, but it can be parent, best friend, child, other people too. It's a family, a soulmate family. And we recognize these people. We sometimes, you meet someone and you have an instant familiarity with that person. They just seem familiar to you because you've lived lifetimes with them before. And that recognition is how you can find soulmates. And so I wrote a book, Solo Amor es Real, Only Love is Real in English, and Lazos de Amor in Spanish.
Sí.
Yeah, Solo Amor es Real, that's Portuguese. And Lazos de Amor in Spanish, because these are the binds of love that connect us. Yeah. And when we recognize a soulmate, it can be very powerful. We can know how they're thinking. They just seem like, oh, I can trust you. You seem so familiar to me. Have we met before? And the answer is yes, but it was a past life or something like that. So yes, that's the answer to soulmates. And we learn as a team.
Can we say that when we look at someone in the eyes, we can feel something different when we know someone from the past? Like the eyes, some people say the eyes are the mirrors of the soul.
Yes. Yes, oftentimes the familiarity is through the eyes. You just recognize them. But it can be something else, like a mannerism. I had one case that I'm going to be talking about at this Omega Institute regression weekend of a woman who lost her husband, and one of his habits was moving a coin between his fingers like that.
Yes.
And in the past life, it was an almond. A man that she lost in a past life. So it can be through the eyes, but also it can be a mannerism or an energy, like an aura. You just feel it, you sense it. or a gesture that, oh, I know that. Many ways to recognize a soulmate.
Okay, wow, very interesting.
Mm.
You have said that some complex relationships in this life have roots in past lives. How can regression therapy help heal difficult bonds with a partner or a family member?
Yes, when you do regression therapy, you go into past lives and you find out the people with whom you were connected in the past life, and they have been perhaps dangerous to you in the past life, or cruel, or they killed you or wounded you. And then when you find them in this life, there might be an apprehension or a fear, because you unconsciously remember that relationship in the past life. And once you unwrap the knots, when you solve the puzzle, you can repair the relationship, because you can forgive them for what they did in a past life. It's not this life, it's coming from there. Or if you have a symptom from a past life, a fear, a phobia, you can let it go. So when you understand the connections, and through perhaps more than one past life, then you can see the relationship from a much larger perspective. You see it from, oh, this life and this life and this life, and now here we are, still trying to repair the damage or trauma from the previous lives. We can let those go. We can learn from it. And when you learn, that's it. You don't have to suffer anymore. Just let it go, and then you're living in the present time. In this life, you've repaired the past. And so complex relationships often have their roots in the past lives. And just by understanding the past life connections, you can solve that, heal those roots.
Okay. That brings me to the next question. When a person undergoes past life regression to address a problem, blockage, or trauma, for example, at what point does the healing occur?
Sometimes the healing occurs immediately.
Okay.
Not always, but sometimes. For example, and a person is falling from a castle wall in 12th century Madrid or wherever,
Yes.
and they die that way. And in this present life, they have a fear of heights, because they died from a fall from heights. When you see, oh, that's where my fear comes from, and that could be just one past life regression, like, oh, it was a castle wall, 12th century, but I'm not going to fall from a castle wall or heights in this life. That was from the past, not the future. It's not going to happen, already happened. Then the fear disappears, the phobia disappears, because you've solved it. Now, often it takes more than one time, especially in relationships, because that can be more, as you said, complex and complicated. But if it's a simple phobia, that can be very fast. And we find, there's healing from phobias, fears. People who have drowned in a past life, now they have a fear of water. They can't, I had patients who couldn't even get into a bathing suit, because that meant they might get closer to going into water. So I'm not getting in a bathing suit because I'm not even going to risk getting close to water or beach. And then when they say, oh, wait a minute, that was in China in the 15th century and not now, immediately. So sometimes it's very fast, and sometimes, especially with relationships, it can take longer.
So when the person is aware and sees what happened, that's when
and other
healing
times
occurs.
a therapist can, take that and integrate it and interpret it. Oh, it's not really something you have to fear, it's something that happened in the past life, and this and that.
Okay. And it is possible to carry over financial or physical health problems from past lives as well?
Yes, physical particularly, because, I had a case that I'm remembering now of a warden in a prison in North Africa 2,000 years ago would prevent prisoners from escaping by destroying their knees with a hammer or a rock or something like that. And in this life he had severe knee problems.
Oh my God.
Because it was connected to that, like karma, that all your actions have consequences. So you don't even have to be the one whose knee was destroyed in North Africa 2,000 years ago. You can be the one who was causing the trauma and the knee damage. And when he remembered that, he forgave himself from there, and the knee problems resolved. So physical problems, yes. Or people who were hanged in a past life, now they have neck problems in this life because it was the neck, and that disappears when they remember the hanging. Sometimes it's more complicated. Now, financial things, you ask, and that is more complicated. Someone may have been a gambler in Barbary Coast 400 years ago, and they're still carrying that proclivity, that tendency in this life. But when they understand where it came from, maybe they then can solve the gambling addiction or something like that. Okay. Or they may have, and I see this, lost a fortune and suffered poverty in a past life. Or not even lost, just been impoverished, poor. And in this life, they need to hoard because they don't want to be poor again.
Exactly.
So they feel compelled to just accumulate all that they can. And we're not supposed to do that. You can be wealthy, there's no problem with that. Money is not good or bad. It's what you do with it. If you help out others and do charity and with compassion and loving kindness, that's good. But if you just hoard it and do bad things, that's not good. So yeah, financially, so many ways, Laura. Another one is weight.
Yes, weight.
I found many people who were obese, very much overweight, don't need to take the new drugs and other things for it, because sometimes people who died of starvation in a past life, they're vowing, never again, I'm not going to, and so they put on the extra weight to prevent that from happening.
Exactly. Wow.
And then when they understand where the root is, where it came from, the weight goes, because they're not going to starve now. That was from the past life. So the overweight is a compensation for the past life starvation.
The fear, no?
The fear, yeah.
Not wanting to experience that again.
You can see all the healing that can take place, physically, emotionally, fears, obesity, other things like that, just from the past life connections.
Incredible, incredible. I have another question for you. Why are some people born with psychic abilities? Does this mean these people are older or more evolved souls?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I know many very well-known or famous psychics and mediums, and they often say, I'm not more advanced. This is just abilities. And I've known psychics, for example, who are not good people, not spiritually evolved, but they came in with that ability, but they're not using it correctly. So it doesn't mean advancement. We all have psychic, intuitive abilities. It's like playing the piano. Some people are just virtuosos. What if Mozart was born again and he would have a real proclivity, ability in music, and some people come in with those talents accrued from past lifetimes. But the spiritual advancement is independent of those abilities. It's as you become a more calm, loving, kind person, you're reaching your soul's purpose, and that's the advancement. We all have intuitive abilities. Sometimes our left brains get in the way. We think too much, we worry too much. It blocks the intuitive from the right brain. But we all have those abilities. We all have intuitive abilities. Some more than others, but it doesn't mean they're more advanced.
Are older souls?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It may be. But all souls are ageless.
Okay.
There are no older souls.
Okay.
Well, I think when people here on this planet speak of older souls, they mean they've lived more lifetimes on Earth. Okay. Whereas some younger souls may be coming from the Pleiades or wherever, but newer to the Earth. But their souls are not younger. They're just newer here.
Okay.
You see, so older souls sometimes mean you've been here many lifetimes, whereas a younger soul is not really younger. Souls are immortal, ageless, but younger to the Earth. not so many incarnations here.
Can we say that if a soul is coming from another place, they have problems adapting here to Earth?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Some may come here to be teachers.
Okay.
And it's not a punishment. Earth is not a prison or penal colony. It's a physical place where the souls have ability to evolve rapidly. Because as I said, this is a difficult place with physical bodies and illnesses and aging and death and loss and grief and all of these difficult situations that we have in physical bodies. You don't have that on the other side. There's no death. There's only contentment and joy and peace and harmony and love. So here is a hard place. And a soul, say, coming from other dimensions, not just physical dimensions, but also non-physical dimensions, may be coming here to teach others. And they come as teachers, not as punishment.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you.
Sure.
To what extent do you believe there is a predetermined destiny, and to what extent can our decisions, our free will, transform that path?
I think we have many paths in our destiny. We do have a destiny, and I think that's planned, and that there's an agreement between your soul and the spirit guides and masters who are around before your birth. This is going to be your lesson plan. This is why you're coming to Earth. You're coming into this life with these parents and this family to learn these lessons. But to me, it's like climbing a tree. Let's say you come to Earth and you're at the base of the tree, on the ground, and your task in the life is to climb to the top of the tree. But there are many ways to the top. You can take this branch or this one, and so there are a lot of choices, but still you end up at the top of the tree, and that's how it works. There are many possible paths and futures, parallel, but you still have the beginning and the end is set, but how you get to the end, many different paths.
And is it possible that when we don't, let's say, we don't achieve that destiny in this lifetime, we have the opportunity to achieve it in the next life?
Yes, of course. One of the concepts of reincarnation is that you have more than one chance to get it correct. Because it's difficult, if you think about it, to achieve all of these things in one lifetime. Very hard. I don't know people who can do that. But if you have many lifetimes, then you know that's how it works. It's like, oh, I have to go from the first grade to the 12th while I'm in the first grade? No, you get second grade, third grade. So you get more than one chance to get it correct.
Okay, I see that. Well, I'm happy we have more opportunities. I think it's important to experience every day or life to the fullest in terms of the opportunities we have. Like every day is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to be better, to love, to be, as you said before, kind, develop compassion. Like every day is a gift. So I think it's important for many people like us learning about past life regression, that we have future lives, but the most important is the present, no?
Yes, the present time, because that's where the learning is. There's a monk from Vietnam who's living in France. He passed away recently, Thich Nhat Hanh.
Yes.
And he wrote about, and other in Buddhist writings too, enjoying a good cup of tea. That the tea has a sweetness and a aroma, a flavor to it, and you're supposed to taste it and enjoy it, and you can only do that in the present time. Because if you're worried about the future, which hasn't even happened yet, or ruminating about the past, which is over, extract the lessons from the past, learn the lessons, but don't ruminate over and over and over about the past. It's over. The future, not here yet, because if you're in the future or the past, you look down at the teacup and it's empty. You drank it, but you don't even remember it. You haven't enjoyed it, savored it. Life is like that, he writes. It's like the cup of tea. you can only enjoy it in the present, not in the future or the past. And so we're supposed to live in the present time, to enjoy each day and to do our work, learn our lessons in the present moment, not worrying about the future or ruminating about the past. And he takes your question and that's the answer. Yeah, live in the present, enjoy life, enjoy that cup of tea, which is la vida.
Yes, definitely. It's a present, no? The
Yes,
present is a
the
present.
is a present.
And this is, well, my final question. After a lifetime of researching consciousness, reincarnation, and the soul, what do you know today with absolute certainty that you didn't know when you began this journey?
Yes. I think I learned that consciousness, our consciousness, exists after the death of the physical body. That to me is very important. We don't die because we were never really born. We existed, our consciousness, our souls, before we were born. Who's making the decision with your spirit guides and master guides and others what your lesson plan is before you're born? And then you're born and you live the soul's in the body, but you aren't the body. And at the end, after your death, your consciousness goes on to the other side. You don't die, and you rejoin your loved ones in the higher spiritual realms. So for me, that I learned there is no death, and I think that's an important lesson. The other thing is that only love is real. I keep coming back to that because that's our nature. That's the laços de amor. That's the connection that we have, soul to soul to soul, connected by loving energy. That's who we are. And energy never disappears.
Is that the strongest energy there is in the world,
yes,
love?
It's the strongest, it's the only energy.
The only.
Everything comes from that. It's like, that's the one thing that always existed. Everything else is secondary, dependent. It's not absolute.
Yes.
So even our bodies, it's like everything comes from that energy, but the vibration is slowed down. So this loving energy is high vibration, and then spiritual, and into the physical, the slowest vibration. And I think of it like something beyond steam that's invisible, and you can't even describe all the properties. We don't have all of that knowledge yet. And then as you slow the vibration, it becomes steam. So the H2O molecule, let's just use that as a metaphor. And if you cool that, it becomes water, slower vibration. And you cool that, it becomes ice, the slowest vibration, but it's still H2O. We're like that. Spirit, the body, we're the ice and slowest vibration, but we're still emanations of that loving energy. That's us.
That's it. Wow, you have said that only love is real. That's also one of the titles of your books,
yes.
No? Only love is real. And well, this is one of your other books, which in Spanish is Los milagros existen, miracles happen.
Mm-hmm.
And well, for everyone who is seeing this interview, this is, well, one of the books of Dr. Brian Weiss. Many of you might know Many Lives, Many Masters, but Only Love is Real is also another of his books where I suggest you to read it. Like, all of them are great. We can learn so much. There is so much wisdom, so much experience. And as I was saying before, as well in my book, I talk about your work, your research. Thousands of people in Spain also know about your work. Dr. Brian Weiss, it has been a true honor to speak with you today. Thank you very much for sharing your experience, your wisdom, and a vision that has changed and as well inspired millions of people worldwide to understand life from a deeper understanding. Thank you so much. It has been a genuine pleasure.
Para mí también, Laura.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Sí.
Thank you so much. Sí. Really has been a pleasure.
Un placer para mí también.
Muchas gracias. And I know we have to go. I just have one thing. Sí. I have done only 3 regressions in my life, and all of them were in other planets. I got a little bit scared because it was in another planet, I was never on Earth. So then I finally found about you, and I wanted to see myself on Earth. So for me, it has been interesting to see most of my past life in other planets as an alien with other bodies.
But remember, oftentimes those souls from other planets come back here as teachers, as you are doing.
That explains many things.
Yes.
And well, I thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it very much.